Alrighty. We got it. Alright. Wait till people come on in. We'll get in. Wait on people come on in. The final 8 of the tournament, folks, for the Celebrity Deathmatch versus WWE. Having problems over here. I don't know what to do. Alright. Sorry it took so long to get it going. Only 15 minutes late. Usually I go on around 4 o'clock. We're gonna get going. Got a lot of stuff going on here. Judge Shapiro and Whoopi Goldberg gets into a fight. Y'all can come in whenever you're ready. Let's see here. Bad weather happening here in Alabama and up in Kentucky, like I predicted. I told y'all to be ready. All right. Yeah. Let's go to the next. We got a bunch of stories that has come out, and I want y'all to hear. I bring out real news, not fake news. So, without further ado, where is it? All right, there it is. No, that's not it. Yeah, WWE news. Kelly is coming back, which I predicted that, 6 months ago. And my favorite, Caitlyn, is coming back, which she was one of my favorites. She was built for wrestling. She just never got a good push because Vince McMahon has other stupid reasons to do stuff. But they saying the weather was modified in Kentucky. Yes, you're right on that. We're gonna start off with none other than Judge Jeanine Shapiro and Whoopi Goldberg. It's been a big story. We're going to talk about it. Did the fight happen in the back after the thing? Or was it set up to start more racist crap? Because, Whoopi's African American and Judge Jeanine Shapiro white. I think they're starting a fight because they know something's coming and they're trying to distract you. But here we go. Without further ado, enjoy Duke Nukem. It's funny, Duke Nukem, the new movie. John Cena may be playing as Duke Nukem. It's funny that they're both wrestling each other in the final 8. Luigi versus Bobby Roode, AJ Styles versus The Miz, Casey Jones versus Destro. Enjoy, folks. Nope, I did not make it this year. I did win the last tournament with The Undertaker, but I did not win this one. This one's a lot harder. But we got one more tournament of the 2018, and that will start tomorrow, probably. Okay? We'll just see how the weather is. Because the weather's been awful, folks. All right, here we go. We're going to go with the Judge Jeanine Shapiro situation and Whoopi Goldberg. And if they have evidence in the back of the view after the show, please show it to me because I'm hearing there was a fight in the back. So here we go. What's going on?
Liars, leaker.
Okay. All right.
Let's bring in Judge Jeanine Shapiro. You already saw her host of justice with Judge Janine, and author of the new book, great new book, Liars, Leakers, and... That's right, and she was over on The View yesterday to promote it. How did it go? Watch this. I'm 62 years old. There have been a lot of people in office that I didn't agree with, but I have never, ever seen anything like this. I've never seen anybody whip up such hate. I've never seen anybody be so dismissive. Here's my question for you, because you talk about I don't have Trump derangement. Let me tell you what I have. Okay. I have a lot of... I'm tired of people starting a conversation with Mexicans or liars and rapists. But you know, you said that it was...
All right. This is what I think about this, okay? Look, I agree with Whoopi Goldberg, but screaming and raging like you're George Soros's puppet don't help at all. It's making us not even give a damn who's in the White House, because y'all ruined it for the last 40 years. So that's all I can say about that one. If you can see the screen, please hit like. Tell me if you're there or not. It doesn't even show anybody there, but I'm sure there is. Those are usually following me like a hawk. But here you go, folks. Get ready. The final 8 of the tournament for the Celebrity Deathmatch versus WWE. And then we'll start the new one tomorrow. I've got more game designs I'm going to show y'all tomorrow. Enjoy. All right.
Be here, end up murdering the children of Americans. You know what's horrible? When the president of the United States whips up people to beat the hell out of people. Say goodbye.
Whoopee. It's entertainment. They're doing this on entertainment because Vince McMahon must be running the show at the White House. Everything is fake. Fake news. Fake celebrities. Fake president. We don't have a president, really, if you want to know the truth. If we did have a president, he would be standing up against China and all of them. Besides Russia, thank you for the emails, 33,000 emails. And I got something to say to Clinton's goons. You show up here, you're dead. I know what you did to my advisor, Kevin Shipp. You're not going to scare us off. You got me, Antifa? I know it's Antifa. We know it. Antifa was hired by the Clintons and George Soros. George Soros is Germany. Nazi. So I thought you might want to know that. And if you ain't down with that, we've got 2 words for you. Fuck you.
Say goodbye, and then on the other side of that timeout, Judge Janine was no longer in that chair. What happened?
Okay, so I'm invited to The View to talk about my new book, Liars, Leakers, and Liberals, the case against the anti-Trump conspiracy. And, you know, the publisher said, you want to go to The View? I said, of course I'll go to The View. I like Whoopi. I like them. I mean, I have no problem talking about my book. So I go there, and, you know, the first segment was relatively calm. And, you know, I got the transcript. And one of the things I said was, one of the things we need now, we need people to talk to people who ostensibly hate each other. It's time we sat down and had a conversation. And Whoopi, you know, interrupted and said, now? Oh, I'm so glad. But anyway, that was almost prescient. The second segment, after some small talk, I mean, we had, you know, I was making small talk. I was, you know, happy to discuss my book. Right? And then we came back, and it was, you know, no holds barred. Whoopi got angry, and what the viewing audience, television audience, didn't see is that they popped up the cover of my book as she pushed off the desk, unplugged her mic and then stormed off the set. So I'm there saying, I'm in television. I said, I don't think this segment's over, but I think she just left, Janine. I think it's over. So I take off my own mic, and then you have to go down the stairs. I go down the stairs, and she's right there. And I said something like, Whoopi, I spent my whole life fighting for victims because we had talked about rapes and all that. And she said to me, as she got up in my face, and I read somewhere someone said, well, you should have kept walking. I couldn't walk by her. She was at the bottom of the stairs. She says, F you, F you. And then I said, did you just say F you? And then she said, get the F out of this building, get the F out of this building. So I'm there, and I'm like, okay.
And you didn't do anything to provoke anybody there?
No, you can ask the people that I was with. I mean, she was nuts going off the set, and then when I walked down, and so as I started walking out the building, so this woman is yelling behind me, get the F out of this building. I mean, look, I've been a prosecutor, judge, DA for 30 years. I try murder cases. I can go toe-to-toe with anybody. But that was abuse, and it was sad. It was a sad moment that, she was triggered, and I never understood triggering.
Did she reach out to you afterwards and apologize? I know she apologized to the audience.
She apologized to the audience, not for what she did to me, and they had no idea what happened when I walked off the set.
You haven't heard from anyone from
a producer called, and yesterday it was nonstop radio and television. I was promoting the book. I haven't had a chance to return the call, but the producer did call.
So, I mean, what is this? Just did they hate the president so much that you were the person you've been a supporter of him, so they're coming at you?
Well, I certainly think that may be it, and I tried to answer the question just like you would answer the questions, and I said, it's another audience. It's the ability to at least talk about some of the good things that the president has done, and the problems that I talk about in Liars, Leakers, and Liberals, which is the corruption at the highest levels of the Department of Justice and the FBI. And I have hundreds of footnotes in my book. It's an easy read. I mean, don't get scared by the footnote comment. But, I make it a clear, it's clear what happened. Read the book. They didn't want to know.
I had a question for you. They're watching this over at ABC right now. If you were to look into camera one, what would you say to Whoopi Goldberg right now?
I guess I would say to Whoopi, I've always liked you, Whoopi, and I don't understand where the anger comes from. I went to have a conversation, and I wasn't allowed to have a conversation, and I didn't deserve to be thrown out. We can't treat people like that. You just can't. We can disagree, but we need to be able to talk about it.
Have you ever thrown anyone off your set?
No.
When you ask someone to come on as a guest, I feel like you owe them the common courtesy because a book tour is hard. You're going from place to place to place, and you're trying to speak to their audiences, and you're saying yes to invitations, and you have to make choices as to what shows you're going to go on. And for them to treat you that way, you're my family. I'm sorry that you were treated that way, and I think as a guest in someone's home,
That's
it's just
what
the
it
wrong
is.
way to treat someone.
Yeah,
It's not fair.
yeah. You're invited into their home, and to be thrown off like that was disheartening. America is better than this. America is the place where you have free speech. But what happened yesterday was a microcosm of what's happening in the nation.
Yes.
And
Shout down and shut down.
yeah, we don't want to hear from you.
Yep.
All right. Once again, the book, brand new. It's what everybody's talking about. Leakers, liars, and liberals. Judge
Liars, leakers, and liberals.
Leakers, liars, and liberals.
Liars, leakers, and liberals.
All right. This is my view on this. Whoopi Goldberg, you're going to lose your career. I have a feeling you're going to be like Rosie O'Donnell in the retirement home. I don't believe in what the president's doing either. And Judge Janine Shapiro did everything respectful. If you have no respect for your audience and people are watching, you got kids watching. The way I look at it is Judge Janine Shapiro, when I heard that she was supposed to run for like a judge for the courts in the the White House. That's a lie. It's a lie, fake news. More fake news right there, folks. So, she's not wanting to do that. She don't want to do anything like that. Yeah, she's friends with Donald Trump, but I'm going to tell you right now, guys, money talks and you know what walks, and that's what's happening right now. And I told you the money was going to take over the United States. I told you it was coming. All I can say is either fight back or be a little bitch and cry about it like y'all been doing. That's all I can say. I'm doing something about it. We're training. We're getting ready for what's about to happen. Guys, when this volcano and this earthquake erupts, martial law will be in effect. Okay? It's coming. It's coming. And it looks like they're waiting on a certain date. And I'm assuming it's going to be the 27th or the 28th, which that was in the movie Super Volcano. It was the 27th and the 28th of July. So this could happen, folks, in a couple of days. I mean, this is, 7 or 8 more days out for the super red blood moon. So we got to focus on each other. We need to work together as a team. Don't let these fake actors choose you from working together as a team because they want you dead. They don't look. My grandfather always said when he was in the military, he said, look, if you go out by yourself, they're going to take you out. But if you have a team, they're not going to mess with you. I want you to know that. Since nobody's coming, this will be the last show tonight besides the NASCAR, and that'll be it. It looks like to me nobody cares anymore. I'm going to keep on doing this until they cut me off. That's all I got to say. But black, white, Hispanic, we need to work together. Here we go. The news about Montana closing. Here we go. Thanks for the one like. Don't know who you are until you say something or comment, so appreciate it. Dangerous fissures open up in Montana today. Again, more has happened. Oops. In the Grand Teton National Park. Guys, that's not far from the volcano. They're concerned. And the bad thing is they're not even talking about it on the news. They got it blocked. You know, we can call it fake news. We're not even hearing it from the president. We're not. So you tell me whose side they're on. Think about it, folks. Think about it. Okay? Facebook is starting to delete some of my pictures and my profiles and stuff like that. I've noticed. Y'all need to watch what y'all are doing. If you got your stuff on privacy and you can trust these people that's in your Facebook, I would start looking at your Facebook really, really good, because these girls don't realize what's going on. They get on there and thinking they're going to get with a hot guy or something. And this lady sends me a hack. I knew it was a hack, so I didn't open it up. It says, Andrew, is this you? When you open that up, it messes up your Facebook. I want you to know that. Who won? Duke Nukem? Looks like Duke Nukem won. John Cena got beat. This was a hard tournament, no doubt. I'm not even in it. Four of my guys already out of the tournament. Stone Cold, Randy Orton, Undertaker, and Sting. But here we go. Without further ado, Dangerous Fissures opens up at Montana at the at Yellowstone. more, and more people are being evacuated. So here you go. Listen to this.
Has an engine. It can use
Oh,
a tune-up.
shoot.
Parts of Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming are now closed to the public as a dangerous fissure has opened. Teton is a portion of the greater Yellowstone National Park where North America's supervolcano sits. Manila Chan is following this story, and from what I know of it, this goes beyond any natural disaster movie we've ever seen, potentially.
Well, what is scarier than real life, Holland? It's the height of tourist season, as you know, right now at Yellowstone National Park. So you can imagine a ton of disappointed visitors this week. But there's this 100-foot horizontal crack along a rock wall at Grand Teton. It emerged recently, and park officials fear it may be connected to the supervolcano located nearby. Now, Park Superintendent David Vela said this. He said, quote, "Human safety is our number one priority, and with an abundance of caution, we are temporarily closing this area until we can properly assess the situation." Experts say this fissure poses a number of dangers to humans in the area. Fears it may continue to crack, possibly create a rock slide, just to name a few, due to the very active grounds there at Yellowstone. The national park sits on a very active magma chamber connected to that supervolcano. Now, the volcano, though, has not erupted in over 600,000 years, but they say if it did erupt, would result in a nuclear winter, blocking out sunlight and showering thousands of miles in volcanic ash. It would immediately kill about 87,000 people and render about 2/3 of the United States completely uninhabitable. Now, geologists across the globe are carefully monitoring this, as well as other volcanoes that have been erupting, with the recent eruptions in Hawaii, sending hundreds fleeing for safety there. Many Americans wonder if or when the next...
We've had 10 volcanoes erupt. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 16 volcanoes erupt this year. And we got 10 more to go. 10 more, guys. Are we going to be last? I've already said this once. Well, I'll tell you this. Thanks for the 2 likes. I don't know if you heard the skit with the pedophile thing with The Rock, the pedophile, the sexual robot or whatever you call it. The lady says, "Well, I want a freeze storm in the middle of July." I wonder if she was trying to tell us something that she knew. Well, Saturday Night Live knew, and they were trying. I just thought about this because if this happens, guys, we're gonna have a winter in July. If anybody's ever heard that. So, without further ado, let's finish this, and we got more news coming out a bunch. I mean, good thing we have another tournament tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, I'm trying to cover everything around, not around the world. I'm trying to hold on to what we're going through in America right now. So Alaska, Hawaii, and the United States is what I'm really concerned about right now. I'm not really concerned about around the world right now. I do know that Israel's being attacked and that Jerusalem could be next. There's a lot of... This is why they're attacking Israel, okay, folks? There's oil underground, under there, okay? That's why they're doing it. Everything is because of oil. Europe is going to get attacked by Russia because there's oil there. The United States have decided you can have Europe, Russia. We're going after somebody else, and China's going after Hawaii. They're all sharing oil together and drilling and stuff like that. So I thought you might want to know that. Obama's upset because he's not getting a piece of it. So he might try to come back and try to steal somebody's spotlight. So just thought you might want to know that. Without further ado, let's finish this because Montana's about to blow, folks, and so is the West Coast is about to go.
Mount St. Helens style eruption may occur. A little bit of history for you. Mount St. Helens erupted in 1980 in Washington state. It sent ash and debris more than 80,000 feet up into the air and into the surrounding areas. That killed about 60 people. There were rock slides immediately and later created the largest landslide ever recorded due to high pressure gas and steam under the earth. Now that eruption, it was preceded by a series of earthquakes for the next 2 months and numerous steam venting episodes all across that area. But fear not, scientists say that this crack or fissure may not be a prelude to an eruption or mass extinction just yet. Now, Holland, they say cracks to rock face happen all the time with the tectonic plates shifting, said that backwards. And park officials just need some time to conduct some risk assessment, make sure that it's okay for visitors to go back and, not be injured by possibly falling rocks. And the tourists should be back there hopefully pretty soon, Holland.
So glass half full, it hasn't happened in 600,000 years.
Yes.
Why would it happen now? Glass half empty. Maybe we're overdue.
We might be. The Earth has to do something with that pressure.
Thank you, Manila Chan.
Hey, YouTube. Thanks for checking out our channel.
And
We hope you
with
enjoyed the video.
CERN, Switzerland, doing all that digging and everything, I think that's a lot of the problem that we're going through, and nobody sees it. Nobody even, it's like they're dumbasses. Here I am sitting here in the south of Alabama thinking, well, if you dig with a gigantic 17-mile long engine like that, you're going to have problems. And now here CERN is all over the place. There's more stuff around. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. That's what's messing up Earth, and that's why we're having all the earthquakes. CERN, Switzerland, and if they don't blow that up, Earth is gone. I wish we could get a team to blow it up. Seriously, if they really care about their country and their world. But I have a feeling look, we've got leaders that don't give a shit about living no more because they're dying anyways. Okay? 13 of them. 13 World Banks. They're old as all get out. It looks like Ric Flair trying to get back in the ring. Seriously. That's how bad they are. And none of y'all are talking about it but me. I guess I'm the one that's got the biggest balls. I don't know. But y'all need to start sharing. Y'all need to start sending out the message. I'm doing this on gaming. If you're new, I'm doing this on gaming because they're about to kick Mr. Alex Jones off. If you not noticed what's been going on with the big channels, I mean, End Times Prophecy is gone. There's more coming. You say goodbye to Paul Begley soon. You can say goodbye to Alex Jones soon. They're trying to shut down Kevin Shipp right now. Kevin Shipp told me that this was the smartest plan that I have ever done. Putting it in gaming. I told him the plan. He said, that's a great idea. He said, you'll probably be the last one standing. I've always have been. I just don't stop. Don't quit for y'all. So, we're going to the next story. We got a lot of news out today. And I mean a lot of news out today. Let's see here. What's the next one? I've already told you about okay. Trying to figure out what's the best story. I got so many. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go with this one. America for sale. Sold out. Obama gave the land, Hawaii, Iowa, and California to China. More to come. More states to come. That's why they're clearing everybody out right now in the Midwest. If you're not noticed with the storms. Maybe that will wake you up. Who's ever heard of tornadoes in the summertime? Not I, said the cat. I've had lightning storms and stuff, but I mean, I never heard of a tornado in Kentucky like that. I warned you. I told you, Iowa. I tried to tell Dustin he's my foe. He's a foe. Haven't heard from him yet. I don't know if he's dead or alive. So, America for sale, sold out. Trump, Putin. By the way, speaking of that, let's not go to that one yet. Where's the other one at? Where's it at? Peter farted. I want y'all to hear this. Y'all gonna laugh. We need something to laugh about, right? Let's make fun of the government some more. Because they're the ones that wants to ruin your country. Out of order fight when Andy Biggs, Arizona blasts Peter Strzok. Enjoy, folks. Y'all gonna laugh. Peter Strzok cannot even talk. And every time he squirms, he farts. Oh.
Chair, thanks, gentlemen.
Let's do this
and
again.
The gentleman from Arizona, Mr.
The witness needs to be able to answer the question. You're out of order. The witness.
Chair, thanks, gentlemen. And the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Biggs, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Strzok, you've worked as a criminal investigator for at least 20 years, isn't that right?
National security investigator, primarily CI work, which within the Bureau we differentiate criminal, which is...
But you're familiar with criminal investigations,
yes, sir.
Correct? And you understand that as you're aggregating evidence, you're looking for a couple areas. You're looking to see if there's an the obvious of a crime, right?
Yes.
You're also looking for a culpable mental state of a crime, right?
Yes.
You have to demonstrate the culpable mental state if you're going to bring a case forward, right? Intentional, knowingly, reckless, etc., right?
Almost always, yes.
Yeah, unless there's some kind of strict liability, right? And you'd agree that short of some statement against interest, most of the time or knowingly, that's usually done through circumstantial evidence, correct?
I hesitate to generalize. I would.
Trust me, it is. Trust me, it is. It is, because short of someone making a statement against interest, you've got to prove that they intended not only every element of the offense, right, or knowingly did that offense. That has to be proved, and oftentimes it's by circumstantial evidence. Which, by the way, there's a jury instruction typically that goes forward that says there's no qualitative difference, circumstantial evidence and direct evidence. You'd agree with that statement, right?
So I'm not an attorney. I would.
Well, you've been in the court many times, right?
Well,
you sure out your shoes, right?
Well,
you sure out your shoes, right?
Well,
you sure out your shoes. Sound like an attorney sometimes,
very
right?
educated recitations of legal terms that I don't have the education to be able to respond.
Okay, well, trust me on that.
Sure,
There's a jury
I will
instruction that says,
if you're representing to me that's accurate, I
that's
will
right.
accept that.
Right, and then this morning, you said, and this has been a theme, and I don't know how many umpteen times you said it, but I wrote down the one quote you gave to Chairman Goodlatte. You said, quote, "My text messages are not indicative of bias," close quote. Do you still hold to that position?
I do.
Okay. Now, as we go forward here, when the FBI is trying to put together circumstantial evidence of a culpable mental state, they're looking at things such as text messages. They're looking at things such as communications between people for whatever reason, right? You'd agree with that?
I would.
Yeah. And so that indicates someone's mental state that you're going to take before a jury where you're going to say, beyond a reasonable doubt, we can demonstrate either intentional or knowing by this series, this accumulation of circumstantial evidence, right?
Rephrase the question, please, sir. I'm not...
Okay, this is not hard.
Oh, shit.
So when you're trying to prove a mental state, most of it's coming from circumstantial evidence. Very rarely, unless you've got a confession, right?
Yes.
And so you're taking a accumulation of various pieces of evidence, and you're saying, look, this adds up to intentional or knowingly, right?
Agreed.
So one of the things that's been made evident.
Damn, where'd that name come
is
from?
that
Peter Strzok.
Your statements
They
and your
struck his Peter or
communications with Miss Page it wasn't a one-off. It wasn't two. It wasn't three. This is a whole series. It's a whole series that goes on not for a day or a week. This goes on for a long period of time. Is that not true?
It is true.
Yeah. And so when people begin to say, was there bias on the part of Peter Strzok? They're not saying, oh, gee, on this one, just on August 8th. They're going through a whole accumulation and aggregation of various statements that you made, and that Ms. Page made as well. So that leads us to the IG statement. So when the Inspector General comes in, and I asked him the question, I said, look, you've said regarding Mr. Strzok and Ms. Page, you didn't find documentary testimony evidence that they had improper considerations, including political bias, directly affecting. I said, it's directly affecting, because you said they weren't the sole decision makers. I said, did they indirectly affect it? He said, yeah. Why? Because he said, you were the lead investigator of the Hillary Clinton. You were the liaison, if you will. You were the flow of information from the investigative team that you've said there's lots of them. And I kind of actually sketched a kind of a Venn diagram how this works, organizational chart as it works, as you were describing it earlier today. You were the gatekeeper of information.
I'm sorry, I was watching Peter Strzok fart on national television. Well, I told you so, Amy. Where is the United States when Israel's getting attacked? Oh, no. No mass destruction here. No, no oil here. I guess we got to go somewhere else. Wait a minute. Let's go to Hawaii and invade Hawaii and kill the people there. Wait a minute. But nobody's doing nothing about it. I mean, you tell me, Amy. What did we say a couple of weeks ago? Well, it was a couple of months ago when Magog said they were going to come in and take out Israel from the north, the kings of the north. And where's the United States in there? It's the same thing. I'm just now getting your messages. This is crazy. It's slow. Hello. I'm careful. Trump's not even helping Israel. Nope. I try to tell you. I mean, yeah, I'm funny. I'm trying to be funny today. I'm making fun of the government. Because they've been making fun of us. I think it's time to make fun of them. And this is the subject of Judge Janine Shapiro versus Whoopi Goldberg. Ding, ding, ding. I wonder who's going to lose their job. Makes you want to say, I think it's a racist fight. And I think it's another, what you call it? What do you call that? Distraction from what's coming from outer space? I mean, you tell me. Everybody's looking at the TV. All right. Vince McMahon owns the fake news. All right. Vince McMahon's wife, Linda McMahon, is running the White House. Makes you want to say, And everybody says WWE's fake, but all the storylines have been coming true from what's been going on in the White House. Amy, do you smell a rat? I do. Everybody's being distracted. And I'm not. That's why I'm sitting here making fun of them and telling the truth at the same time. That's what's so good about me. I got a disturbing message a while ago from a girl. Sends me a message and says, "Is that you?" Do not open that thing in Messenger if it says, "Is that you?" That is a hack. So watch out, Amy. Look, the reason I came on a lot earlier than I used to is we got a storm coming. It's been crazy here. It's been a thundering and lightning and hooper and a hollering and all kinds of stuff. So this is the last final 8 of the tournament, and then I'll start the new one tomorrow. But I'm coming back for the One Tough Customer race tonight at India. Not tonight. Well, it might be tonight. Depends on the weather. With New Hampshire. I'm at the New Hampshire 301. In the One Tough Customer number 3 Wrangler car. So, counting down 2 more months until the new NASCAR Heat 2 game, and I just found out they're so worried about rain being day going into night. It's not even funny. Haven't seen that since NASCAR Thunder, and they're worried about gaming when they need to be worried about, I don't know, 32 states going to be covered with ash. I mean, just think about it. The 27th and 28th is in that movie Super Volcano. And then it's 27th and 28th is in that movie 2012. They better start waking up, and the kids better start waking up their mommy and daddies, and that's why I'm on here.
Lisa Page was providing counsel to Andrew McCabe. On the Russian investigation, you were the head guy. You're the head guy. Well, now we have accumulation of biased information that indicates some kind of mental state of bias. And at the other end of this, we've got it that you're the head guy on these. That's what the Inspector General said under oath in testimony not too many weeks ago.
Sir, Mr. Chairman, if I may respond, I think
there's no question before you.
I want to correct some inaccurate things you said.
I didn't say anything inaccurate.
Oh,
there's nothing incorrect.
The witness needs to be able to answer the
You're
question.
out of order.
The witness needs to be answering the question.
Mr. Chairman, when aspersions are cast on the witness,
There's no
to be able.
aspersions cast.
Oh, there were.
Well, you should allow the witness to answer.
Everyone,
Why are you afraid to let the
everyone will
witness answer the
suspend.
question?
Everyone will suspend, and the time of the gentleman has expired, and the chair recognized the gentleman from Wisconsin, Mr. Grothman, for 5 minutes.
Sir, may I respond to the gentleman who just
No,
spoke?
you may not. The gentleman from Wisconsin has the time.
Mr. Chairman, you have said throughout this hearing that at the conclusion of the questioning, the witness would be permitted to respond. Is that rule now changed?
No question directed to him.
That's not true, Mr. Chairman.
It's true.
Well, he has a response he'd like to give to the committee. You
And I'd like
said
to
throughout the
continue
day that was the procedure. Now you're changing it. We're just going to allow people to make claims.
The gentleman is completely out of order.
No, Mr. Chairman,
time-
you're out of order.
No, the time belongs to the gentleman from Wisconsin, and he may proceed.
Mr. Chairman, you indicated, you must remember that
The
you
gentleman
indicated
is
the
not
gentleman
in order.
could
The
answer the question.
chair has recognized
I
the gentleman
beg
from
of you
Wisconsin.
to allow the gentleman, at the end of this long hearing, to be able to explain conflicts in representation that have been made by various persons on the panel.
The gentleman from Wisconsin
Well,
may proceed.
it seems to me that on advice of counsel, a lot of the things we want to find out here today, we're not going to find.
The witness needs to be able to answer the question.
You see the show we're having, the sideshow clown sideshow in Washington, D.C., folks? Wake the fuck up. Seriously, people, wake the fuck up. Golly. People just don't understand. They need to start waking up fast. When you have the judge and the jury starting arguing like little kids, bickering like little kids, like Whoopi Goldberg did with Judge Jeanine Shapiro, you would start thinking, the kids are starting to wake up better than the older people. The older people don't do nothing but die. That's why they're they're like, yeah, come on and kill us. Yeah. Go die. That's the way I look at it. Go die, you dumb son of a bitch. That's the way I look at it. Anybody that wants to sit there and say, oh, we're going to die. I'm going to die. Yep, please cut my head off. Please, will you please? I didn't come here and I want Hitler to win. Please cut my head off. Please. Hey, Clinton, will you please come over and cut my head off? Please. Please. You're trying to get Kevin Shipp. Please come over here and cut my head off. Come on. Do you know how crazy I am? I will jump off of a fucking house on your ass. I promise you, Jack. I promise you. You're gonna wish you never fucked with me and fucked with this country and fucked with our family. Obama, you took our fucking jobs, you piece of shit. You took the coal mines, the steel industry, and everything else. And you didn't think nobody was gonna shoot each other? You're a fucking idiot. You're a stupid motherfucker. And if you show back in America, I will kill you myself. I will kill you myself. How about that one? How about that one? While these trollers on NASCAR and PlayStation and everything making fun of kids, you know what you need to do, trollers? Get up and start fighting for your country before you get your head cut off. How about that one? How about that one? How about that one? Watering our fucking channels down, YouTube? Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. You got 7 more days, Putin said. If you don't fix the YouTube back to where it was, he's gonna blow you up. That come from Edward Snowden, you stupid son of a bitch. Everybody's a fucking Russian spy. Right? Who gives a damn? Spy on whoever the fuck you want to. Go watch I Spy if you want to. Go do that. Go do that. My grandfather fought World War II. I'm going to fight back. I don't know what your family did. Probably worked a fucking pizza parlor and had sex with kids. Ain't that right, Podesta? You killed Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park, you piece of shit. And they're just sitting there letting you go to fucking court. And you're going to want to know what I'm going to say about it? Fuck yeah, I'm going to say something about it. You pig want to have fucking sex with a pig in California. And rituals want to eat kids. Man, I'm going to tell you straight up. This ain't America no more, guys. If you don't fucking fight back. I don't usually get pissed off. But the shit that I'm hearing in a fucking courtroom, this right here, Peter Strzok looks like fucking somebody out of the fucking Addams family. Do you not realize what they're doing? They're putting actors out there. That's not even a real guy. It's not even a fucking CIA agent. Do you think they're going to show the real CIA agents, folks? Really? And y'all sitting there and saying, wow, this guy used to be in the CIA. I'm scared. I'm not. You got some freaks out there, folks. And The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, wants to come back to WWE for only one thing. To sell his fucking book and say, I'm running for president. Let's get Vince McMahon some ratings. And let's get the WWE superstars and the fans on my bandwagon. And let's legalize pedophilia. Because that's what he wants to do, fuckheads. That's what he wants to do. And you want to know why I'm mad? Well, when you get injured from a job and you still want to work, but you can't because you got to pass a physical, they want to know why I'm mad? I got a fucking car and I still want to work. Nobody's hiring. You took fucking Toys R Us out. You're taking out Walmarts. There's about 4 Walmarts that's already closing down here. Because you got to use that for a FEMA account. Oh, we don't have no more jobs. We're out of jobs. We can't work no more. We just used you for slavery. So we're going to kill you. That's what your fucking plan is. Well, guess what? We're not going to lay down. Jason Aldean's going to blow your head off. He's pissed off. Do you realize how pissed off he is right now? And then you kill Chris Benoit, Vince McMahon. You want to know where all the killings are happening, folks? The rich people paying people off to kill you. And then you want to know who is running over you. All right? Just like I said, who killed the bus driver? Joker said that in the movie. You don't think, look, killers, let me help you out. Let me help you out. Antifa, you college students that don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You can't even fight out of a fucking paper bag. You gotta use fucking garbage cans. Let me tell you something, bud. Let me tell you something. If you don't think you're going to be in a martial law and you're going to be in a FEMA camp for doing all this stupid shit, think again. Think again, boys in black. I'm pissed off, and you should be too, Americans. You were warned by Ronald Reagan. What did he say in his meeting or in his conference? He said, well, we're going to have liberals taking over the United States. I'm not funny, I'm pissed. I'm not funny, I'm pissed. They took our fucking money on YouTube, Amy. Nobody's getting paid on YouTube, and all they're doing is talking shit on YouTube. Every one of them. I'm not getting paid anymore. I wonder why. Why do you think that transvestite went in there and shot up fucking YouTube? If it was even real. Because I didn't see nobody die in that. Nothing has been real, folks. Nothing. If they wanted to take out Trump, they would have already done it by now. Think about it. It's not Trump that's going to die, I don't think. I'm looking at this evidence now, and I've got the evidence in my hands telling me that no, he's not dying. He's Illuminati. He's the fucking Illuminati. He's the fucking guy that brought out the Taco Bell commercials. He would overrule all the shit that Obama done to Medicaid and everything, and he didn't do it. So how much power does he really have, folks? How much power does he have? Obama did all this, folks, and he's trying to distract you, and he's trying to divide this country, and you're letting it. Alabamians know what's going on. Nobody's fighting over here. The only thing that's fighting is Alabama. The black boys are fighting against each other. That's it. That's it. Do you know what they're doing to the drug addicts right now and the drug dealers? They're killing them. That's the first thing it's going. Because they can't pass a drug test, you can't work, you're gone. I thought you might want to know that, Americans. Since you're that stupid. All right. I'm tired of hearing about Alabama Crimson Tide football, and I'm an Alabama fan, guys. Alabama got bought out. Alabama's winning because it's a privacy alert. The Crimson Tide is supposed to be Jesus' blood on the water. People sit there and think football is real, and they're ignorant, man. It hasn't been real since they stopped hitting each other in the head in football. When they started doing that targeting and that concussion shit, look, if you're paying me a lot of money to play NFL football, I'm going to get hurt. that money's going to help me with insurance. Okay? None of this bullshit. I'm sick of football being fake. I'm sick of NASCAR being fake. The only real sports out there right now is my gaming. That looks more real than than wrestling. And that was just a draw. Wow. Gotta start all over. And then, which that's great. I got more news to give y'all, but then you got NASCAR already saying Kyle Busch is going to win the championship because it's 18. 2018 is car 18. It's Kyle Busch. Golly, people were just stupid, man. And then I predicted the Astros to win. And what happened? They won. Why do you think California won the basketball in NBA? The Warriors. The bridge. They're showing you what the bridge looks like right now. Because it's telling you that California is going in the water, folks. That is the Golden Bridge that's going down from a tidal wave. That tidal wave is Crimson Tide. It's all together, folks. 8/8/18 is that video I had on my other YouTube channel. I got a lot of views on that. Holy crap. 300,000 views. Wow. That's all I got to say. It shows 300 and something views. But on my email, it says I've got more than that. See, this is what's happening with YouTube, folks. I'm getting all the views right now. It doesn't even show that I'm getting a lot of views on this live, but I am. Believe it or not, I am. Y'all are being delusional. I'm not. I'm seeing every view. I'm seeing every share. I'm seeing who shares on my email. And boy, y'all are all working hard. Thank you for sharing. Because, look, it comes down to this. I'm going to calm down after this. But we've got to work together, blacks, white, Hispanic, Muslims. Look, our government is trying to separate us because they don't want us to work together when they bring in martial law. It makes perfectly good sense, folks. So, without further ado, after I just said that, I'm mad. Y'all should be too, but I guess you're not. I guess y'all don't have balls like I do. I've got bigger balls than anybody online. And I've been hearing that a lot lately. Thank you. But all I got to say is ride or die. Ride or die. Alright. Secretary Pompeo, which this is a lie and a joke, but I got to play it. I want y'all to hear this. Saying that they're working hard on shutting down North Korea's missiles. Then you got that whore right beside him, Nikki Haley, that's supposed to be running for president. Now, could she be the one that's running that could win the election? Yes. Yes. I hear she might be running as a Republican, but I might be wrong. This Kamala chick, damn, where did they get that name at? That's like Kamala off of WWF in the 80s. Is none other than family of Barack Hussein Obama. So if you pick her, then you might as well go back to 2008 all the way to 2016 to losing your food stamps, your housing, your Medicaid, your jobs, your cars, your houses, and your family. Because your family, if you not noticed, all the Walmarts started closing, and during the Obama administration. So y'all remember that, folks. Y'all remember who's doing the FEMA camps, okay? Because they're saying he's coming back. We'll see. We shall see. The signs are there, but I don't think he's got the balls to come back. And if he does, well, the Marines militia is going to take him out. So, without further ado, listen to this.
Go red. Go blue. At Rooms to Go, you can go any way you...
The red and blue pill.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I want to commend my good friend, Ambassador Haley, and her excellent team here at the United Nations. Her leadership in advancing American interest on North Korea and many other issues has been evident here this morning, and she's got a great team behind her helping. So thank you, Nikki. The main reason I came here today was to meet with members of the UN Security Council, South Korea and Japan as well, to convey details of my work on the trip to North Korea earlier this month and the progress that was made there. I also had the opportunity to meet with UN Secretary General Guterres to discuss the topic and other topics as well. The countries of the Security Council are united on the need for final, fully verified denuclearization of North Korea, as agreed to by Chairman Kim. Strict enforcement of sanctions is critical to our achieving this goal. Members of the UN Security Council, and by extension all UN member states, have unanimously agreed to fully enforce sanctions on North Korea, and we expect them to continue to honor those commitments. When sanctions are not enforced, the prospects for the successful denuclearization of North Korea are diminished. Right now, North Korea is illegally smuggling petroleum products into the country at a level that far exceeds the quotas established by the United Nations. These illegal ship-to-ship transfers are the most prominent means by which this is happening. These transfers happened at least 89 times in the first 5 months of this year, and they continue to occur. The United States reminds every UN member state of its responsibility to stop illegal ship-to-ship transfers, and we urge them to step up their enforcement efforts as well. We must also crack down on other forms of sanctions evasion, including the smuggling of coal by sea, smuggling by overland borders, and the presence of North Korean guest workers in certain countries. North Korean cyber thefts and other criminal activities are also generating significant revenues for the regime, and they must be stopped. President Trump remains upbeat about the prospects of denuclearization of North Korea. So do I, as progress is happening. It is the Trump administration's hope that one day the DPRK could be in our midst here at the United Nations, not as a pariah, but as a friend. Imagine UN Security Council meetings in which the DPRK nuclear and missile programs were not the agenda time and time again. We'll be able to focus our energy on so many urgent problems that face our world. I believe this reality is possible, and so does President Trump. But it will take full enforcement of sanctions for us to get there. It will also take Chairman Kim following through on his personal commitments that he made to President Trump in Singapore. The path ahead is not easy. It will take time, but our hopes for a safer world for all of us and a brighter future for North Korea remains our objective, and that hope endures. Thank you. Ambassador Haley.
Thank you so much, and I'm very grateful to my friend Secretary Pompeo for coming out and meeting with the Security Council today. This is what we know. 18 months ago when I came in, our biggest concern was North Korea. Everyone was wondering when that new test was going to happen. Everyone was wondering when the new threat would occur, and the entire international community knew something had to happen. It was a Herculean task by the Security Council to pass 3 massive sanctions packages, getting rid of all exports, 90% of their trade, 30% of their oil, expelling all labor workers and scheduling that out, making sure all joint ventures stopped. All of that, combined with the international community coming together and expelling diplomats and stopping communication, and with the president's tough stance, all of that was really the combination that brought North Korea to the table. Now, North Korea and the U.S. have started to have talks. And as those things are happening, we and the Security Council and the international community have to support those talks. And the best way we can support those talks is to not loosen the sanctions. And what we have been seeing is certain countries wanting to do waivers, certain countries saying let's lift sanctions, certain countries wanting to do more. And what I appreciate Secretary Pompeo coming up, and what we continue to reiterate is we can't do one thing until we see North Korea respond to their promise to denuclearize. We have to see some sort of action. And so until that action happens, the Security Council is going to hold tight. The international community, we ask you to hold tight as we go forward. The problem that we are encountering is that some of our friends have decided that they want to go around the rules. You saw that there was violations of the oil ban. We have, as Secretary Pompeo said, seen 89 times where that has happened. We have photographs of proof of ship-to-ship transfers. And our friends, what we decided was let's come together and let's make sure that this stops. So the U.S. put yesterday a halt to all additional refined petroleum shipments to North Korea. China and Russia blocked it. Now, for China and Russia to block it, what are they telling us? Are they telling us that they want to continue supplying this oil? They claim they need more information. We don't need any more information. The Sanctions Committee has what it needs. We all know what's going forward. We put pressure today on China and Russia to abide and be good helpers through this situation and to help us continue with denuclearization. And so I think this was a day of very frank talk between the Secretary, the Foreign Minister of South Korea, our Japanese friends as well as the Security Council to say, if we want to see success, we have to see a response from Chairman Kim. And we have to continue to hold the line until that happens. And so, very successful day. Again, promising that the Security Council has remained united and continuing to put pressure on our members to not fall through on that process. Thank you.
So if the prescription prices went up, I think I would scream. It's a really messed up system.
You got that right.
Sanctions enforcement. The president mentioned after his meeting with President Putin that President Putin was going to help on North Korea. Is Russia reneging on an agreement that it made with the president? And what else did the two presidents agree to when they met?
So, enforcement of sanctions is a continuing process. There are many places where the Russians have been helpful. Certainly, since the very beginning of the time of the UN Security Council resolutions, the Russians have done many things to enforce these sanctions, and we're deeply appreciative of that. What we need now, though, is we need to continue that. We need to make sure that the world doesn't begin to see this. This is not an American demand for the North Koreans to denuclearize. It is the world's demand, and we need the world to continue to participate. So where we find issues where any country, whether it's Russia or another one, not doing their part to enforce it, we're going to make sure that we provide the information to them so they can all see it and the world can see it, and we're going to demand that every country in the world do their part.
Just following up, Mr. Secretary, on a question about Russia, because that's kind of what everyone in Washington is talking about today. Why is it a good idea for the president to invite Vladimir Putin to the White House? What does the U.S. have to gain from that visit?
Yeah, I'm happy that the two leaders of two very important countries are continuing to meet. And if that meeting takes...
I'll tell you why they need to meet, folks. And if you did not know this and you don't like Russia, they're the ones that's been providing you food. Some of the countries have been providing you food because our crops are really being killed by the sun. Okay? Russia actually has been growing food underground. Kind of like a plants with one of them rooms. They're putting them in there, and I want to be honest with you guys, they're one of the smartest people out there, and honest, because let's face it, Russia's more American than we are.
I think it's all to the good. Those conversations are incredibly important. we have our senior leaders meeting all across the world with people that we have deep disagreements with. It is incredibly valuable to the people of the United States of America that President Putin and President Trump continue to engage in dialogue to resolve the difficult issues that our countries face between each other. I think this makes enormous sense, and I'm very hopeful that that meeting will take place this fall.
And final question for Shelby Reuters. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. What concrete steps do you need to see North Korea take now to show that they are committed to denuclearization? And on Russia, the Russian Defense Ministry said this morning that they've sent proposals to Washington about the return of millions of Syrian refugees. They said it's based on an agreement that was reached by President Putin and President Trump. Have you seen those proposals, and what is this agreement that they've reached?
So I'll take the second one first. So lots of discussion taking place. There's a discussion between President Trump and President Putin about the resolution in Syria and how we might get the...
What did he just say? President Tootin? No, I think that's Peter Strzok like Spartan and Tootin and stuff.
Refugees back.
Whoa. What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
Okay, first of all, please get these bad actors off the fucking screen. They don't even know how to talk.
Well, they had a pipe break. Water leaked all over the living room.
That doesn't look like a pipe.
I fixed the pipe. Now we're just cleaning up the water damage.
Oh, it was a sofa leak?
No.
It was a sofa pipe?
No.
We like normal here. Normal plumbers doing normal things that plumbers do.
I'm a roto-rooter plumber. We handle all the plumbing and water cleanup issues.
How convenient.
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
The president shared with me the conversations that they'd had. It is important to the world that at the right time, through a voluntary mechanism, these refugees are able to return to their home country. It's what we've all been working on. It's what the UN has been working on, with Stefan de Mistura working on that very same problem set. And President Putin and President Trump did discuss that. There's lots of work to do to figure out how to implement that, but the United States certainly wants to be part of help achieving that resolution in Syria. Make no mistake about it. Your first question was about what we need to see. It's really pretty straightforward, right? And it's not a description of what needs to take place. Chairman Kim made a promise. Chairman Kim told not only President Trump, but President Moon that he was prepared to denuclearize. The scope and scale of that is agreed to. The North Koreans understand what that means. There's no mistake about what the scope of denuclearization looks like. So what do we need to see? We need to see Chairman Kim do what he promised the world he would do. It's not very fancy, but it's the truth.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Was a PR disaster that sparked outrage from both.
Alright, that was it on that one. Let's go to the next news. Sorry about that, folks. I had to go and check on something. I'm house sitting. Alright. Alright. America for sale. We may not get through the whole thing, but I want y'all to hear this. I tried to tell you Hawaii was sold to China from Obama's administration. They're the ones that signed the executive order before he left office. California, Iowa. This makes sense, and it's finally coming out that they're coming in Hawaii to attack citizens and taking their land. I tried to tell y'all that, folks. Y'all didn't want to listen. But here you go. Without further ado, America for sale. Sold out.
That we can continue to do, but I think what the great thing about Q is, even if it is done today, the deep state panics over Trump's meeting with Putin because Uranium One is about to hit the fan. Hi, I'm Craig, and welcome to Just Informed Talk. For those of you who don't know, every one of these episodes, I thank all my subscribers, and you guys don't even know. It's an incredible thing. We're past 100,000. Thank you so much. It is a great thing, and I thank you all for doing that. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please come here to the landing page, click the big red subscribe button, make sure you turn off notifications, that way you'll be notified, because as soon as information is made available to me, I make it available to you. Now, Here is a post we're going to look at today from Q that kind of goes along with a story that came out that's kind of making a lot of implications. And will this be the scandal that ends up taking Hillary Clinton down finally? And is this the go-ahead that they've been waiting for? We're going to talk about how that all works in a second. But let's first look at this post. Now, for those of you who don't know, there haven't been any new posts from Q since July 4th. So a lot of people are asking the question, where is Q? Will Q come back? And unfortunately, I can't give you that as I don't have it. But I can tell you this, that as I said before, even if Q doesn't come back, we have over 1,600 posts that we can go back, and there's mountains of information that we can investigate. And everything that Q gave us is something that needs to be...
Yeah, he's good. He is. But he still don't know why QAnon is not there. It's Q has turned into R, and it's the same people. I just wish people would understand y'all are all being played. Y'all are all being played. Maybe one day y'all will figure it out. And when you do figure it out, I think it's going to be too late. You're being delusioned. Delusion in the Bible.
Looked at in detail and in depth. And we can definitely go back and do that. So it's not like there's nothing to cover and there's so much evil that is still going, or still unexposed, that we can continue to do it. But I think what the great thing about Q is, even if it is done, that it showed us so much. It enlightened us to so much around us that we weren't aware of, and it connected so many dots that we still have a lot of work to do, ladies and gentlemen, in uncovering what the truth is. But somebody pointed this post out, and they've been kind of throwing this one around on the boards. So this is a post from November 2nd, 2017. And the question is, could this have been a marker set by Q for his exit, or their exit? Because it says, fellow patriots, I'm being advised actions have created accelerated counteractions. We have not yet ascertained the scope of the attack. Watch the news outlets. POTUS's Twitter takedown was not by accident, as referenced several hours ago. Should the lights go out, please know we are in control. Do not panic. We are prepared and assets are in place. God bless. I must go for good at this point. Q. I hope this isn't the case. I really don't want Q to leave, because the information is so valuable and it's so important that we spread the truth about what's going on. But could this have been a symbol from when we saw this?
Once again, full faith and support for America's intelligence agencies. I have a full faith in our intelligence agencies. Whoops, they just turned off the light. Must be the intelligence agencies. There it goes. Okay. You guys okay? Good. That was strange.
So there you have it. That's the clip. And people have been trying to tie this together. I can't tell you whether it is connected or not, but you guys can let me know what you think in the comments. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. Now, that being said, let's move into the stuff, because there's so much here. And the whole point of this channel is to cover not just Q, but the stuff that the mainstream media will not cover. So first we're going to talk here about this post, and it says, okay, and it's got this WikiLeaks tweet naming all the Democrats who signed the order to have Julian Assange removed from, or have his asylum revoked. And in today's news, it's coming out that Julian Assange is going to be allegedly kicked out of the embassy, the Ecuadorian embassy in London, sooner than later. But those are unsubstantiated reports at this point. I haven't seen much to really say that it's true or not, other than that there's a lot of people out there talking about it. Now,
Justin, you're right about that, and I will tell you what it is. Julian Assange has been offered a job at Russia with Edward Snowden. So there you have it. That's where he's heading.
this is a post from June 28th, I believe. Yeah, June 28th. And it's something we've looked at a couple times here, but what's important is this line right here. So we already had Putin with the artificial MSM heat, and now the uranium-1 has come out post-summit. Now, I have a theory on what happened behind those closed doors of that session, all right? And you guys can bear with me, but this is a story that's just breaking as of a couple days ago, where it's talking about how the Trump administration is opening up an investigation into uranium imports, potentially teeing up new tariffs. Now, this is actually going to be using 1962 law that allows the president to tax imports if the shipments are deemed a threat to national security, right? So what this is it's an investigation to see if those taxes, I don't know if it's whether they would be posthumously applied to suggest that somebody, committed a violation, or how this is going to end up working out. But what I think is very interesting is that this whole investigation is going to be started by the Department of Commerce, and this is going to be something that could end up really coming after the Clinton Foundation and all the people, all the players, Mueller, all of them who were involved with the Uranium One deal, because that's what I think this is going to end up going on. And what I had a theory on with Russia was this. What did President Trump say to Putin behind closed doors? Well, I think the whole reason the media was terrified, and the whole reason they put this whole PR thing together to get the president to basically go after what his ability to have an open conversation with the president of Russia, is not because they're afraid of Russia, collusion, or Russia, spying, or whatever that is. I mean, I'm sure that's part of it in their world that they live in, but why were they terrified of the two men having a private conversation? It's because of this. Because when President Trump got Vladimir Putin behind closed doors, my guess is that he would have said something to the effect of, look, there's a lot of Russian businessmen who are involved in this Uranium One scandal, and we realize it would be a national security threat to our country for us to openly investigate that without conferring with our Russian counterparts first. We don't want to make an international situation, some international debacle. We don't want to risk starting a war. So President Trump may have sat down with President Putin and said, look, I don't blame you. And President Trump has said this about a lot of other things. He said, I don't blame you, President Putin. I don't blame your businessmen for taking advantage of our corrupt politicians. I don't blame Russia for that, because you guys are just being advantageous and, honestly taking advantage of what you had been given. But that being said, it's not only going to stop, but we're going to expose it, and we're going to expose these criminals who did it. And we're not going to do it with the intent of portraying Russia as the worst enemy in the world, or as our direct threat to our clear present danger to our democracy, or republic, I should say. But rather, we're going to do it in a way that basically drains the swamp and gets rid of the swamp creatures for their inability to represent the best interests of the United States. And I'm sure Putin is reasonable enough to at least think, okay, well, as long as you don't try to implicate Russia beyond what is necessary to gather enough momentum to get an indictment, then okay. And I hope that's the conversation that they had, because it would be really refreshing to know that we're not on the brink of war, and we're actually going to expose this corruption without having these national security threats like it is with China. It's the same exact thing. I mean, the reason they didn't follow through on the Clinton investigation is because of China. The national security threat, if it was exposed, what was on those servers that from all over. You had the DNC server, you had Hillary's private server, you had the Democratic Congress server, Democrat caucus server with Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and they're all connected because they're all part of these incredible crimes that have been committed against our country, and we're exposing them little by little here. So that's my theory on it. If you guys want to do more research, you can find this article and look into it further. But that's my general take on it. I hope that you guys understand what that is. Now, another thing that I want to talk about here is Judge Jeanine and Whoopi. And I don't mean to go into the fray here, but this just stood out to me. You have these two women getting into an argument backstage at The View, and trust me, I can't stand The View in general at all. I don't think I can watch more than like 5 minutes of it without feeling slightly nauseated and infuriated at the same time. I don't know how that works, but this is very interesting, the feud that's going on between them, because to me, look, Judge Jeanine, she's a judge, she's a respected woman, she's done a great job at everything, as far as breaking things down and reporting on it and being fair-minded. And it's these unfair-minded, liberally biased, basically nincompoops like Whoopi here.
Hold on. You mean crybaby? Right. I've already reported that. Weather control.
Who really are becoming the biggest divide, or widening the biggest divide in our country by being ignorant and being naive and being hard-headed and storming off the set. I mean, she walked off the set in the middle of the show because she can't take facts. See, the reason that these Dems are so just completely out of their mind is because they literally cannot listen to one sentence of logical fact without having their whole meltdown, childish temper tantrum of a toddler. They can't have a debate. They can't.
Like Chris Jericho back in the day in the 90s, Chris Jericho would throw a tantrum tantrum like a little baby. And that's what I'm looking at on the Democrats. They just hate that they lost. Look, Democrats, Republican, y'all are all together. Y'all the same people. Y'all are just dumbasses for not understanding it, that the bankers are the president. Not you, and not you, and not the Americans. They're controlling everything because they got the money, and they can do what the hell they want to do because y'all let it happen.
Have a discourse. They only can see their side of the issue. And that is very scary for us. We have to focus on reaching across the aisle to these people, as crazy as they are, and trying to bring them back to a certain level of decorum. Because if people like Whoopi and others and Behar and all those sycophants on that show, I think Anna Navarro is another one of them. These people who are the most judgmental, they're the most single-minded, they're the most unable to have a debate. These people are going to be the ones that keep dividing this country, and I want to see this country being brought back together with just people saying, look, we want laws to be enforced, you can have a debate, but you can't send Antifa, you can't do these kind of criminal things. So that's where I stand on that. But to go into what this is, I mean, they had the argument on set, and after backstage after the show, it seems like Whoopi yelled at Judge Jeanine to get the F out of the studio and spit on her, apparently. To me, that just is the sign of who Whoopi is. This is the sign of who they all are in general. That's how they solve their issues. They don't want to have a discussion. They don't want to sit down. They don't recognize us as being fellow Americans. They recognize us as second-class citizens who are to be controlled by people like Whoopi. She's the modern-day plantation owner, and it's sad to see. So if you guys want to, write her on social media or do anything like that, I encourage you to let her know what you think, because I've just told you what I think. So that is definitely, it's sad that has to be the case. Now, we're going to talk about this. I talked about this a lot in the last episode. If you guys want to get caught up on that, if you're wondering what QAnon is, come here, watch this video. It's going to explain a lot. But if you're wondering about what happened in Scotland, there was a very sad story about a Secret Service agent who lost their life. And there's been people talking on the boards and everywhere else that it was not just a random stroke that happened. It was something that had to do with a glider who was flying in from Greenpeace that the British government sanctioned but didn't tell the Secret Service about, and then just a lot of really, really suspicious things going on in the sequence of events. If you want to get that full story, you need to go watch this video. I encourage you. But that being said, let's talk about this really quickly. People have pointed out to me something that was very interesting. Here you have a tweet from Eric Trump, and somebody was pointing out that the whole family's been putting these tweets out about the Remagen family, who lost Noel Remagen, a true...
breaking news, they're about to pin. Wow, this doesn't surprise me. We told you that Donald Trump's family could be the one that did this. Not Jared Kushner, but Donald Trump Jr. might be jealous over this. Might be involved with the meddling of the tapping of Trump Tower. if that's the truth, then I knew it. Family was going to take out family. So that might be the problem. That might be the deal. This is the final match of the day and the final celebrity death match of 2018. And we head to the new one tomorrow. We'll be at WWE, WWF, Attitude Era, 1980s. And, wait a minute. Here comes Brock Lesnar. What's he here for? Is he here to help? That's interesting. The end of days. That could be it. Brock Lesnar just kind of came out there to show his gratitude, and that didn't work. But yeah, we're gonna have ECW, WCW, NXT tournaments, and you're gonna see over 100 wrestlers that I created on that tournament. So get ready. The final tournament will be starting tomorrow. Be there, be stare, be queer, be whatever you want to be. Be gay, be straight, be whatever. Black, white, Hispanic, Muslim. We're all together. Russians, Japanese, please. We all need to work together. We need to be good to each other. After this match, what is he doing? Who's he going after? There's nobody there. That was stupid. But we're going to finish this, and then we'll be back for the NASCAR race later on tonight. One tough customer in New Hampshire. I've dominated New Hampshire. I won the truck race this week in the dirt at Eldora. See if I can get it done at in New Hampshire tonight and tomorrow. Try to get 4 wins in a row. That hasn't happened in a while. That could happen this week. Well, unless Kyle Busch and Kurt Busch gets in the way.
American hero. And that being said, it's not just Eric Trump, it's others. You have Melania putting it out there. And I want to let you guys know about this GoFundMe page that was started for his family. And the man is a true hero because regardless of what the circumstances to his death, he was actively working and had a stroke and died in the line of duty. So that's an American hero, in my opinion. He died doing what he loved, presumably, and I really pray for his family, but we can support their family by going to GoFundMe.com/RemagenFamily. That's REMAGEN-family. And yeah, you guys, listen, we have to do our part to support it. But somebody brought up something very interesting, is that there's a lot of articles that are coming out now saying basically right after the death of this hero, you have these articles coming out talking about how the Secret Service spent nearly $250,000 on protection for Trump's sons during the overseas trip. They're trying, this is the media trying to get...
Wow, Duke Nukem wins. Duke Nukem wins, folks. Can you believe that? Kinda. A lot of stuff happens these days. You never know what's next. I really hope y'all enjoyed the tournaments. I enjoyed bringing you the game design I've done, the arenas that I did. If you haven't seen them all, you have to go to both channels, because I had to go to 2 channels because they said that I put WWE music on there, which it was the game. That made no sense. YouTube, I'm still waiting on you to fix that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to eat some Chinese food. Then I'm coming back to y'all, Americans. Not just Americans, around the world. I've got a lot of people around the world. European people. Thank you, everyone, for subscribing, liking, and sharing. A bunch of my friends from Facebook. Thank you. Y'all are the ones that runs this show, and y'all are the ones that's sharing. I noticed a lot of my Facebook friends are sharing and not the ones from public. And that's okay, because we're getting the job done, and that's best for business. But we'll be back tomorrow. Congratulations to Duke Nukem, 2018 Celebrity Deathmatch versus WWE tournament. King of the Ring goes to Duke Nukem. Hope you enjoyed. We're going to the next deal. By the way, they have canceled King of the Ring, and I'll tell you why they canceled the King of the Ring pay-per-view. The Europeans don't want it. Prince Williams, or shall I say King Williams, don't want you to have King on anything. That's why they killed Prince Williams, or the Prince. That likes to sing Purple Rain. I love you all. Y'all take care. Be safe. And if you're going out Friday night or Thursday night or whatever, be safe. There's a lot of killings going on, a lot of shootings. Be safe out there. Love you all.